All right, so day 67, we're building the greenhouse. Hold on, Joan, you'll get your chance to do here in a little bit. So this is my greenhouse system. This might be a how-to video. What we're going to do is we're going to use concrete reinforcement panel wire. So if this doesn't work, I can always use it in my job. I got these nice imported from China. I mean, these are Asian, Chinese origin. I mean, these are like imported Far Eastern exotic green T-posts. Look at that. Can't believe we shipped these across the Pacific. Anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to make this bay, 2 of these bays long. So we're making about 14 feet long, about 4 feet wide. And we put it out here where it'll catch plenty of sun as we develop here in the spring. We'll do more details as we get along, but this is the start of it. At the end of this, when we're done using it as a greenhouse, right at the time we're about ready to pull the plants and put them in the ground, we can plant beans and peas, and this can become an arbor, a trellis. So we'll get to that in a little bit. So what we've done here is, I don't know if I can see in this thing in the sun, with the standard construction reinforcing mat. Oh, camera's not even charged. Standard lengths, which is about 3.5 feet by 7 feet, with 2 bays, so 14 feet long. About 6 inches at the crown, 6 feet, excuse me, at the crown here. So we hoop over, so we have a wind flex shape. We put it broadside to the wind, so that the wind doesn't skin the visqueen off of it. And then, where the panels connect, we overlap the wire, creating a structural connection. We zipper it up, see, like that. So it has good flex. It should move well in the wind, as it will catch a lot, quite a bit of sail area, but it's a short sail area, and the wind should roll over the top pretty well. So anyhow, this end will get a OSB panel, that end will get an OSB panel. This one will have a small vent hatch in it we can add a fan to if necessary, and that end will have a people door. We're going to use my water barrels as the workbench in here to put the little seedlings on, fill them full of water, and that way they heat up during the day, and they're our overnight, keep them from freezing heat for the little plant guys. So it should create a pretty good space. It's a small space, so it will heat up and cool down quicker. It'll also be easier to change the air in it as necessary. Got a proud wire here. This is Kyrell's first time using a power saw, using my jigsaw, making the far end panel for the little greenhouse setup. Kyrell's cutting the air vent window for our greenhouse. And Tristan over here is going to square up a scrap piece so we can use it as a shelf on top of the water barrels. First time using a skill saw, bud, or did you use them in shop?
This is my first time.
All right, well, go for it. That's my classic 1958 Black & Decker. It was brand new when I got it. I obviously wasn't that old, but I got it from a guy that was still in the box. Kyrell's now cutting out the door for the other end, but we're going to move the water barrels and all the shelving in before we put the door end on. Doing good. So we got the end walls on here. We zip tied everything together, which you could use string or whatever, but we have a little vent hatch to let fresh air in. We have a fan we can mount on it if we need to. As you can see, it's a arched structure. We're broadside to the predominant wind, so as tensions increase, deflection will increase. Everything's double lap connected down to the lower. We put an offset door in down here. We go ahead and open it up, Kyrell. We need to put a handle on the inside of it. That's something we need to do in case it shuts. So the door opens inward so the door doesn't get whipped off by the wind in case we have good spring winds still. We didn't try to run the door all the way to the ground because then it would, if there's anything in the way, it'd interfere and just turn into hoo-ha. So I put in my little 30-gallon drums. I got some little 30-gallon drums here. These will warm up in the course of the day and then slowly cool off overnight, helping to heat and radiate this spot. So we've got our visqueen, 6 mil visqueen laid out. I really wish it was nylon reinforced, but this is what I have in my shed left over from other projects, other jobs, heat tents in the winter. We're going to put it on poles, and as the weights, continuous lodge poles. And so one side we'll put down fixed, we'll stake down, and then the other side this western side we'll leave open, so that we can open and ventilate as roll up as we desire to do so. So we got some footage earlier, I'm sure. We broke up our little field and started putting compost out and letting the battery charge in the tractor. It just was dead, and then it won't, long reason why. Working on another tractor with the same battery. Little Farmer Hank's out there with his godmother Sarah. That's too warm. Gotta take off my work clothes in my little stripy shirt. Hey Hank, man, you're on camera, looking adorable. Farmer Hank's got to inspect the changes. What are you doing, little man? So we're going to spread out a couple inches of our compost, and what we'll do is we'll spread black plastic over that. We will irrigate, let whatever's not fully composted in the compost gas off, and we're methane gassing our weeds. So that's our organic way of killing weeds, and it works pretty well. There's still weeds. Weeds are, always going to be there. Then we use the same plastic or landscaping cloth I salvage off a job or whatever we get that we can use, newspaper, to do the same thing. The weed blocker anyway with once the field's in, so that we don't have to weed all the time. That's the idea anyway. So this is the deal. We got I got a big old lodge pole back here, weighted down. We're stapled and laughed on the back side. Just laughed on the front side when we get to the point we want to roll up. Got a little lodge pole up front here, a couple blocks to help it out. Obviously, if you're building a permanent greenhouse, building one with glass is preferable. Little hatch at the end to open up. But for a temporary, if you have access to plastic or can get it, or old plastic, you can piece this together with old pieces of plastic, old garbage bags. You could actually even accomplish the same thing with white canvas. It just wouldn't stay as warm. So we're going to watch the temperature on this. I do have some black plastic I can wrap the barrels in if I think I need them to help boost the heat. But it got very warm very fast in there. So I think after a long day of this, it's going to heat the barrels up really nicely for everything. We're still freezing every night. And it'll be freezing by bedtime, and it stays freezing till about 10 in the morning. So this ought to be a really nice little deal, and we'll be able to harden our plants well with it too. So fun design. I think it's one that you can use modularly. I think you can make a much smaller one. You can use the side of your house as part of it. We're gonna anyhow. Once we're done using it as a greenhouse, we're gonna take the plastic off if it's still in the kind of shape to save it. And then we're gonna just we'll take the wall panels down and store them. And then we'll turn it into a bean trellis or some sort of trellis for growing for the rest of the season. So that'll be fun too. So multi-purpose. And I got to thinking, if I really wanted to, I could put more wire across each end, and we could put our compost at the end of the year inside of it. Use it for that. Take the compost out, put it in the garden every spring, and use it for a greenhouse again, I suppose, if we wanted to. So. But it's pretty neat for a portable one, and you can make it out of a lot of salvaged and scavenged and scrounged sort of stuff.
If the tractor's better.
No?
This part don't screw.
I know, Danny broke it. It was salvage anyway.
Whoa! See, there we do have a little window.
Yep.